Now, more than ever, we need to focus on stories of strength, courage, and unity. Welcome to COVID Talks, a series dedicated to promoting positive conversations during uncertain times.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to our 21st episode of COVID Talks, Positive Conversations During Uncertain Times. If you're listening to us via our podcast, thank you for downloading it. And if you're watching us live right now, do us a favor, go to the bottom of the post, click the little share button, and share this so we could spread news of positivity further than we already are. We got a great show tonight. We have my friend Renée Sarno, who's with us. She'll be representing Yaymaker. Yaymaker is a creative suite. It's a brand that offers multiple things to do, and traditionally, it was all in person. They do paint nights, they do creative crafts, they do building, making, hands-on activities in local businesses like restaurants or private places like your home. But what they've done and what Renée is doing right now is they've taken their entire platform and they've enabled us to do it virtually online. So you set up your laptop, kind of like we are right here, and you can have a paint night in your house. You can have a paint night among friends. You can even, and we're going to talk about it, you can even have a paint night, a private paint night with you and your family members or a birthday party or something like that. So we're all stuck in the house and going crazy. Renée is going to give us sort of a way in which to get our minds off of the nonsense and focus on some positive stuff and fun ways to have a good time at home. Before we do that, though, we are going to get into our positive news headlines of the day. So first up, as President Trump would say, a great ship, a big ship, a really, really good ship. And thank goodness the ship has sailed. So yesterday, the USNS Comfort left New York Harbor. It had been sent here weeks ago by the president to offer assistance with COVID-related efforts. But we're proud to announce that after handling multiple cases, actually 182 patients, to be exact, were handled on the USNS Comfort. The ship has now left port, which is a sign, at least to me, that numbers are decreasing. We're getting things under control, and it's a step in the right direction. So thank you to them for sending it, but we're happy to see it leave. In other news, it's about time, right? New York City's stepping up and doing something for free. So New York City is going to start handing out 100,000 free masks at the city's parks this week. But in conjunction with something nice, they're going to ask their non-NYPD and city employees to help enforce social distancing rules. So I agree, we need to enforce the rules. I'm just curious to see if they do anything stupid like give fines or anything like that. But listen, it's a nice day out. You're going to go for a walk, and the city is going to be there to hand you a mask to make sure you're safe. So shout out to the city, doing great things. Next up, this coming Wednesday, Dunkin' Donuts locations will be giving free coffee to all healthcare professionals and first responders. So I don't know if you've been out and about, but there's no bigger line I've seen anywhere, at least in Staten Island, than at a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru or at a Starbucks drive-thru. So this coming Wednesday, anyone out there as a first responder, go to Dunkin', get your well-deserved cup of coffee on the house. And thank you, Dunkin' Donuts, for being a community partner and helping us out with that. All right, so 2 PSAs before we go any further. The first one is if you're looking to follow us, stay up to date on what we've got going on and what we've done in the past, check us out on Facebook at COVID Talk. Visit the website at covid-talks.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, of course, YouTube at COVID Talks. And you can download the podcast on iTunes or Spotify, and we encourage you to do so. Interested in being a guest, or do you have an idea for a topic? Send us an email, info@PRcision.com. We'd love to get you on, love to get your topic discussed. And also, if you are a business owner or you represent a client or a business owner who would like to put together a cast similar to what we have here, shoot us an email. We'll tell you how to do it. We'll get you up and running. Once again, that's info@PRcision.com. And tomorrow night, we invite you to join us live at 7 for COVID Talks tomorrow night. We're going to have with us Frank Rizzo, president of Cornerstone Realty. Going to be a very interesting conversation. I'll tell you why. He's going to be discussing new ways that realtors are making moves and selling houses right now in this market. So we all know the real estate industry has been hit hard, but he's created a system by which buyers and sellers can come together and actually buy and sell homes right now, all safely, all legally. And he even has a webinar coming up that we're going to talk about, where he's going to invite guests on the show to participate in a complimentary webinar he's going to be putting on this coming Monday. So you can check us out tomorrow, learn about the real estate market and how you could buy and sell if you're in the market or want to sell or want to buy. And also, if you're interested, you could sign up for his webinar and learn more about it in more detail. All right. So once again, we're all sitting home, we're all bored, we're all going stir crazy, right? The wife, the kids, whatever it may be. But there are still positive things out there that can be done. We've seen an influx of virtual things being done. We've seen everything from, major museums and locations such as the Vatican now have online tours of their properties. It's great. Disney World is doing stuff. So there are things out there to do. But tonight we're going to focus on something that's actually even cooler than that, because you're able to virtually get instruction, but also work hands-on and interact in a new, albeit virtual way. But it's something to do. And I think, and we'll ask Renee, but I think it's something that will continue in the future, because if it's working now for the company, I don't see why they would discontinue it. So with that, we are going to bring up Renée Sarno, my good friend, who is also, in addition to being the proprietor for Yaymaker here on Staten Island, she's also the SIEDC Corporation Executive Women Council member. She's also a member of their Creative Council. And Renee was named one of the top women 20 under 40, according to the SIEDC in 2018. So she's got quite the resume, in addition to her skill set related to arts and crafts. Renee, what's up? Are you there?
Oh, thanks for having me.
Very cool. All right. So we're here. Everything's working. So the layup question, before we get into it, tell everyone who doesn't know you a little bit about your background, what you do, where you grew up.
Sure. So my name is Renée Sarno. I am a native Staten Islander, West Brighton girl, born and raised, still live here today. I own a company called Yaymaker Staten Island. During the day, I wear a little different hat. I work for our great borough president, and then at night, I get to put on my sneakers and my apron and teach really cool art projects in our local bars and restaurants.
So working for politics during the day, shout out to Jimmy Otto, borough president, doing a great job. Where'd that connection come from? So politics in the day, arts and crafts, finger painting, restaurants, bars. It seems like a very diverse dynamic. So yes. How'd you get involved with that?
So art is something relatively new to my life. I kind of got into it about 6 years ago. I started going to paint and sip classes. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting good. At the time, I was actually working in Manhattan for Harry Winston, the jewelry company.
Nice.
And I said, I felt missing that community sense. So grateful that I got a job working as the event coordinator for the BP. But then I was looking for something else, because now I realized I had a whole nother day at the end of my work day because there was no commuting. So
that's the hustle.
I have to keep going. So I found actually at the time it was paint night. Someone hired me to teach the painting classes on the island. 8 months later, she was moving. She didn't want to own it anymore. So I said, well, what happens now? She's like, well, they'll either not have classes or they'll find someone else to own the company. And I said, hold up, I want to own the company.
There you go.
Months later, I owned an art company. And here I am now 4 years later.
Very cool. So for anyone who's watching or listening, listening is going to be more difficult, but anyone watching, we're actually going to pull up a quick clip of what types of events we're talking about and what they look like. Because again, if you're not familiar with them, I want you to be able to see how cool they really are. So this is kind of, Renee, what would you call this? Just a hype video put out by the company?
So this is a video showcasing some of the different experiences Yaymaker has for our virtual events now. Not only are we doing paint night, but there's drawing classes and there's trivia classes. There's bingo, and I think they're doing virtual concerts and comedians. So on Staten Island here, I'm doing majority of paint night. And I can get the supplies to you if that's a issue, but there's a whole bunch of things to do, and there's yoga and cooking classes. So Yaymaker has become kind of an all-encompassing experience company.
Cool. We want to focus on you. We love the company. But we want to learn how people can reach out to you and people can partake in your events. So tell us specifically about what's going on locally here. But before you do that, I don't want to say you have to live in Staten Island. You can live anywhere in the country.
Right.
You can just subscribe to Renee's events. So let's be clear. Because if there's anyone listening or watching in Jersey, if there's anyone looking in Pennsylvania, you can still go to Renee and you can still participate in her events. So go ahead. How do they get involved?
Yep. So on Yaymaker.com, we're going to put up my direct link to my.
I'm going to put that up right now.
But you just click on that, search for a painting that you like, and you sign up. It's only $15 to sign up for the class. And that night, you get a link in your email. Oh, actually, get the link right when you sign up. And it's through Zoom. You can just click open Zoom, and then I come on at 7 o'clock, and we teach. There's a suggested list of supplies. So if you want to get creative and use whatever you have around the house, we use a traditional canvas, but we've had people paint on wood slices and wood slabs. We've had people paint on old Amazon boxes because those are piling up.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Any kind of paper, anything. We just want people to get creative. And if you are in an area where you can maybe either do pick up at the store if the store is still open, because again, you could be living anywhere and participate, or I'm offering doorstep delivery on Staten Island for art supplies.
So just again, if you are a Staten Island resident and you're interested in any of the events we just put up, and we're going to talk about them in more detail, but we put the event link in the post. You can check it out. Bunch of cool events. Renee will deliver the supplies. So you don't have to worry about going out. If you live in Jersey, if you live in Pennsylvania, if you live in Wisconsin and you're watching right now, you can still subscribe, but you'll just have to come up with a creative way to get your supplies. So I think that's a win-win for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And I have a friend,
I would want you to deliver it.
On Staten Island. So Yaymaker is across the country. I have two friends that have online stores that are offering also shipping. So we can always get supplies to you. It's not an issue. You just got to reach out and we'll find a way to get them to you.
Very cool. So I got a bunch of things I wanted to touch on, but since we put the link out there, talk about a few upcoming events. So Mother's Day is around the corner, right? So who knows unfortunately, what Mother's Day is going to look like this year because of what's going on. But what are you doing specifically that people can get involved in a way to get something nice for mom, interact with mom, something fun and interactive?
Sure. So I've kind of been planning for this for Mother's Day, to be a little unconventional this year. So I did put two events up on Mother's Day. So I have one at 11 a.m. and I think one at 3 p.m. The one in the morning is a single painting just like this, like on one canvas. But the one that I put up in the afternoon is actually a partner painting. So cool. I wanted to paint with my mom, but my mom lives in another house. So I can paint half of the picture on my canvas and she can paint the other half on her canvas. So you're doing an activity together, even though we can't physically be together. Look
at you being smart. This is why I love you. You're the best.
Oh, thanks. It's just it's a cute way because sometimes we do partner painting for date night too.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like I would paint half the canvas and my boyfriend would paint half, and then they hang on the wall together. They make one whole picture.
Very cool. So another interesting thing, and I don't know if you could do this for Mother's Day, so I'm going to ask you, but you do private virtual events. So to me, I think that's the best thing to do. I mean, you get 5 or 6 of your friends, 10 of your family members, they call you up, or they email you. We're going to put the email up there. And it's literally you on a Zoom call with your friends and family, drinking, painting, having a good time. How does that work? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I actually did a private event last night for a 17-year-old birthday party. And it was 2 houses of family. And, we had a party for her. She said it was so much fun. Like, since we can't be together, why can't we be together virtually? So private events are definitely a great way to bring together your friends and family and not have we don't have to have anyone else, because in my events, I have people in California and Seattle and Canada. So to have a private event, you just have to email me. I work with you to pick the date and the time, and also to pick a painting that you would like to do. If we're going to do a Mother's Day painting, I'm not going to have everyone paint a unicorn flower crown.
So it's the whole experience is customizable from what they would like to paint to everything else. And I
Absolutely.
said you did a 17-year-old's birthday, but I'm thinking adult like. We're gonna be drinking with this, right? And it'll be a fun time.
Mm-hmm. So something adult like tomorrow night. No, what's today? Thursday.
It's
Saturday.
all the same day. No one knows.
I don't know. So Saturday afternoon, I am doing this painting. We did it last week. It was a great hit. But Saturday night, I'm doing the Brooklyn Bridge. So this is something more that, we could do for an adult paint party. And then on Cinco de Mayo.
Of course, Cinco de Mayo.
Didn't forget that.
Nice.
So these two paintings actually glow in black light. So if
Very
you
cool.
join me, I bring you the neon paint as opposed to the regular acrylic paint that we use. I bring you the it'll glow under black light.
So I just put the link again. So your private link for your events is in the comments, but I also just threw up the direct email for you for anyone interested in reaching out and getting in touch with you for these private events or anything else. So now I'm going to speak from personal experience. You were great. You came to the restaurant and we had a great time. We also worked together at Mount Loretto. We did a great event. So I know what it's like to be there, but I also know that what you do is important because A, it's fun, but B, pre-COVID, you were simultaneously taking your business and helping another business, right? So you were helping Catholic Charities raise money. You were helping bring new people into the restaurant. You were helping bring people to Joyce's Tavern. Shout out to Joe. But that partnership was great because it was perfect for everyone. You're helping local businesses, your business is thriving, and the community has fun. Do you see this kind of parlaying into the virtual world? Do you think there's a way we can get, Joe O'Toole, if he's watching, can we get Joe to sponsor one of these? And all of a sudden he's delivering beer to my door and we're having wings and painting. I mean,
isn't that a great thing about this whole thing? We get alcohol delivered to our door.
Oh, that's the best.
I love it. I hope that translates later and stays. But I've definitely been thinking about this, and I do want to start to work with the venues that I was in before COVID to partner and say it was at Joyce's and it would be specials, and you pick up all of your supplies at the same time. So it's like we're back in the bar, but we're not.
You got your wings, you got your beer, you got your paint and your canvas. That's like a perfect Friday night, no?
Perfect.
So from a business standpoint, and I said this when we were opening up, but your business is an example of every other business right now. Everyone's doing something to adapt to right now. Do you see this becoming a viable source or a viable business model in the future where, it's the world is open, life is great, but you know what? Me, my wife, my sister, my brother, we want to just do our own private thing. I don't want to leave the house, or maybe I want them all to come to me. We want to put you up on my plasma and we want to have a private event. Do you think this works or is it something temporary?
So I've been thinking about what happens next. I absolutely love being in the bars and the restaurants and ice cream parlors. I'm in Edgar's Ice Cream Parlor. But I do think that for someone like me, maybe I can do one night a week still virtually. There's still people across the country. A lot of people join in an event based on where the artist is located.
Okay.
So people in Canada will say, I want to paint with someone in New York tonight. And they come into my event. I would have never met them before. People come in from last night. 2 nights ago, I had a couple in Seattle and a girl in California. I would like to continue that. I think it's really nice to make those connections that we normally wouldn't make and offer people something different. It's something you would never experience had we not had the internet.
Yeah, well, exactly. So again, is it correct to say you're a franchisee, a franchise owner? Is that the correct business model or no?
It's a little different than a franchise, but it's very similar. It's a license model. So, I still answer to a corporate company.
Gotcha. So the question is the licensee or the parent company, right? Mm-hmm. You guys seem to have done this pretty quick. So overall, how was the process of saying, I looked at your social media pages and I feel like within 5 to 7 days, correct me if I'm wrong, there was already something there like, we're working on it, we're going, buy a ticket, you can still have fun. So now, was that all you? Because you're that good, and I know you are, or was that a combination of working together, and did they help you roll out this system?
I think you'll be surprised, but I actually was a week behind everyone.
You were late?
I was late to the game.
Oh my God.
And that was just on my own fault. This room that you're looking at, right? This is my whole virtual studio. So I set up a big easel and I teach right from here. So if you join a class, this is exactly what you're seeing. But it took some time for me to change my apartment into a virtual art studio. So I just needed to kind of get everything, and I think it's human, we have to adapt to what was going on. And, I'm really grateful that our parent company really did take the time to say, you know what, we gotta get on this, and this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And we have artists across the country doing this. So it did take me a little time. But I
don't believe it, because you're usually first out of the gate with everything. But if you're saying it's got to be true.
I just had to take time and really plan out my game plan. Like, this is technically my little office space that I have in my apartment. So now I just have my little computer space, and the rest is artwork.
So this may be a weird question and may be difficult, but what does this look like? So when I know someone is going to go buy a ticket to your event right now on one of the comments we posted. I know that's going to happen, but what do we do? So I get a link from you, and then rather than show up, I just virtually open my laptop, and then you just greet me and you talk me through the paint and the supplies. How does that look?
Thing. So if you had supplies already, you just, set everything up. If you needed supplies, I usually come a day or two before, depending upon what day of the week it is. And you set that up. So even if you guys were wondering, you get a canvas, a 16 by 20 canvas. You get paint cups like this. I fill every little paint cup. And then you also get a pack of brushes.
And how much does this cost?
So the class itself costs $15. Which
is like a steal.
That's the
cheapest thing I've ever heard.
Normally we pay like, $35, $45.
Right.
The project up to $60 per class. And if you need supplies, it's $25. You get everything. I bring it to your door. I don't even ring the doorbell. I just message you, say your package is outside. So literally the most social distancing doorstep delivery we can do.
So at the very basic level, $15 I'm in. And then if I want to have you bring it because I'm too lazy to go get my own paint, I'm at $40.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a steal. And how long does the class last?
Between an hour and a half and 2 hours, depending upon the intricacy of the painting.
And you have the piece of art to hang somewhere.
Exactly. Especially with Memorial Day coming up, and everyone likes to paint this beautiful American flag painting.
Absolutely. And you know what? We didn't touch on ceramics. So let's talk about ceramics. That's a new sort of offshoot of the business, right?
Yeah. So also for Staten Island, I am offering another delivery service of ceramic projects. So these aren't a class, but I give you the little instructions in the bag. I give you little paint cups, 2 size brushes, and a ceramic piece of your choice. So I have things like this, like soccer ball bank. I have like this little monster bank. They're so cute. I have a heart bank. I have little boxes, little cross boxes. I know a lot of kids can't receive their first communion, so I have little cross boxes. And those prices vary depending upon the ceramic piece. But again, everything comes in a cute little bag, just like this, to your doorstep.
Delivered right to my door.
Delivered right to your door.
So that's something great for kids. I mean,
the kids love it so much. I've had moms do repeat orders now. It's something for them to do.
That's something for them to do.
I even add, if you do 2 projects or more, I add in a nice brown paper covering for your table so that, kids aren't getting
not destroying everything.
Trying to do everything that we need.
So what I want to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to do our COVID Talks Hero of the Night as we do every night. If anyone has any questions, now is the time. We were trying to be as thorough as we could with pricing and with all this stuff, but please type any of the questions you may have in the comment section. because when we come back, any questions you have, we're going to throw them at Renee, and Renee will be happy to answer them. And we will bring up tonight's COVID Hero of the Day in the meantime. And tonight's COVID Hero of the Day, we want to shout out Senator Diane Savino. So the senator worked with Uber, the rideshare company, obviously, and was able to secure 5,000 free Uber rides for first responders here on Staten Island to get to and from work, up to a $25 value. And I only mention that because, anyone who lives on the North Shore trying to get to the South Shore or vice versa, the Uber ride can be expensive. So a $5 free ride is really not going to get you anywhere. But going above and beyond. So now the safety of our first responders is at the forefront, and they have a great means by which to get there. If they were traveling by bus or train, this is just an easier way. So thank you to Senator Savino, and also thank you to Uber for partnering here. Again, Staten Island, with a forgotten borough, yet great things are coming out of it. So with that, we're going to go back to lovely Renee. There you are. All right. So Renee, you can, on the right side of your screen, and I purposely avoid it because I don't want to see comments that make me laugh, just to be honest. But on the right-hand side of your screen is the comment section. You can look at it and you can see what I can see. And if you see something quicker than I do, we can get right to it. So let's go. I know I had seen one comment from my good friend Marissa Zananti. I don't know where she is now. I'm looking in here. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, so Marissa's asking, the class is good for kids. So what do you recommend for the kids? You recommend the ceramics or the paint?
So if you want the kids to sit down and be occupied for at least an hour and a half,
right,
I would say let's do paint night together.
Okay.
They sit down, they have to follow me on the computer, so they have to follow the steps. And if you're looking for maybe just something, a short project for them to do, a ceramic project, then they could do both.
Ceramic project. Perfect. Okay. So let's see. I'm still thumbing through here. Let's see what else we got. My daughter's. Oh, here you go. Of course. Shout out to Mike Bloomfield. My daughter painted her ceramics today and absolutely loved them.
Oh, I'm so glad, Mike. Yeah, I delivered them 2 days ago.
So shout out to Mike. We love Mike. Mike streams. I think Mike streams more than he sleeps. I don't know, but he's got 3 broadcasts going a day, doing a great job. He is. We're officially calling him the Godfather of stream because he's been doing a great job. So shout out to Mike. Thank you for all you're doing.
Yep, I was on Mike's show.
Yes, and you were on the show as well. We got Vito Canena on as always. Thank you so much, Vito, for being a supporter. Vito's the best. Let's see.
Yeah, so Mike's daughter is 3, so something like the ceramic project is also better for a younger child. We do recommend for a paint night 6 and up. Sometimes depending upon how well they can follow the instructions and everything. We get 5-year-olds sometimes. Sometimes I have a little 4-year-old pop in here and there.
Nice. So let's see. Oh, so shout out to my sister who's watching. You should look into adult communities, 55 and older. They're going crazy.
That would be great. Do you think they would prefer a paint night to follow along? Everyone can gather.
Well, she's saying ceramics. She's saying the ceramics. Maybe you link up with. That's good. Listen, yeah. we only take 10% for the idea, so let us know how it works out.
Okay, amazing.
Hold on, let's see. Frank Rapp. What does Renee do with everything she creates? Her house must look like
I have a messy garage.
Yeah, right. It looks like a storage unit, but that's okay.
It's okay. And I do have a lot of duplicates. So for every event, before I teach, I have a sample. So say we were painting this is already sitting here for you to look at the whole time while I do the live painting with you.
Right.
We can always look at the sample. So I do have duplicates of everything. And if you guys this is great. If you want to help me out, I am looking for a nursing home or something where I can come and donate my paintings to. Maybe we could do something after all of this is done. But set up an area where we put up all the paintings, and I would love for the seniors to come down and pick a painting that they want to have in their room.
I'm putting that in the comment section right now. So Renee is looking to donate everything. So let us know in the comments if you know of a location. Perfect. So we're going to close out as we do. I always try and, again, focus on something positive as the last question before our guests leave. So do you have any positive stories to share, or anything that you've done virtually, specifically with Yaymaker, that you kind of looked at yourself or said to yourself afterwards, you know what, this sucks, but I put a smile on that woman's face, or that family, because you mentioned families are coming together, right? That family, mom lives in whatever, I think you said California, and the sons live in Missouri, but you know what? It's miserable, but these people came together. What can you share with us without disclosing names, of course?
Yeah, so I had I've had a lot of families join, and it's just really, heartwarming to see these families actually spending time together and creating something beautiful together. It kind of makes us think, what do we prioritize our time with? And I think it's just really nice to see the families come together. And something that recently happened was I had a family that one of the moms is positive
for
COVID. And she set up an event, and we did an event when she was like, you know what, I've been stuck in my room. I can't be with my family. I've been stuck in my room. And now I have my other families joining in on the computer, and I can be with everyone without physically being with them. And they're doing something fun together. When she's had COVID, she can't do anything like fun, What really fun are we having? So that was
really had a lot of great stories. And I'm very privileged to have guests who have come on and shared great stories. This is episode 21. That story about that woman is probably the best story I've heard.
Really?
And I didn't even think about that. But I never even thought about it. So the reality is they could stay isolated. They just need a laptop or an iPad and a plug and computer and electric.
She even said, she was like, don't think I'm crazy. She's like, but I'm going to be on a mask and gloves because I have it. I said, that's absolutely fine. And I was like, I was heartbroken. But then at the same time, I said, I am actually bringing joy to this family.
Yeah, that's great.
Thing.
Well, we probably couldn't have ended on a better note than that. I'm going to throw this comment up there, Renee, just for you, because Vinny Bonomi, our friend, Vinny over at Specialties, he's saying he's looking to make a room that local artists, painters, and crafters can display their items. So you may want to link up with Vinny about your artwork. All right, so let me pull down Vinny's comment. Let me go up here. So Renee, you have been a pleasure. Thank you for being with us. I know you're busy working 52 jobs. I'm sure you're going to go out right now and deliver stuff or teach or whatever else it is that you're doing. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for promoting some positive stuff. Guys who are watching, listening, go to the comment section. Check out the events that she has coming up. If you can't get to any of those, consider emailing her. The email is in the comment section. Consider emailing her because especially with Mother's Day, I'm thinking Mother's Day is a great thing to do. You have a private event. Even if it's not on Mother's Day, do it next week. Do it the week before. Say, happy Mother's Day, Ma. Here's what we're doing. Me and the family, we're all going to have this virtual paint night next Wednesday. It doesn't matter the day. Right now, day doesn't matter. But you can have a private event virtually for Mom with the entire family doing something like we're doing here. So, Renee, thank you again. I appreciate it. I'm going to put you down in the green room. I'll be down there in about 2 seconds. We're just going to close it out.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you again. All right. So I got to admit that probably was a very, very one of the best, if not the best, closing remark. That because of what Renee is doing and because of the virtual events, she was able to touch the lives of a family, a mom who had COVID, and was able to interact with her family and friends and paint and have a good time. So that's really all I need to hear, because that's positive news enough. Before we close, one more time, we want to encourage you guys tomorrow night to tune in to check out our good friend Frank Rizzo, president of Cornerstone Realty. He's going to be on talking all about new ways in which real estate deals and transactions can be done even during this time. And he's also going to be talking about a webinar he's hosting. He's going to have a live stream where anyone who's interested in learning how to do it, interested in buying, selling, or just learning about these new techniques, you're going to be able to hear about that webinar and when he's going to host it. and you'll even be able to sign up as a COVID Talks exclusive. You're going to have first dibs tomorrow night to sign up for that live cast. And finally, we just want to make note, we want to thank, and we are very humbled that we will have Miss Linda Barron, president of the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce. She's going to be with us next Wednesday night on our stream live at 7, talking about all the great work that the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce is doing, both for members and non-members. The Chamber has expanded its services to just help any business on Staten Island that's in need. They're doing great work, and she's going to go over all the programs, all the outreach, everything that's going on, and also answer questions as well. All right, guys. So it is Thursday. This was our 21st episode of COVID Talks. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys listening on the podcast. Thank you for listening. This is COVID Talks, positive conversations during uncertain times. We'll see you tomorrow.